Hey, boys and girls. I hope you guys are doing great at the beginning of our surprise break from preschool. So, we get a couple of weeks off and then there's spring break. It's going to be a long time, kind of, before Miss Sandy and I get to see you again. We're going to miss you. How do you feel about getting some extra time at home with your mom and dad and your brothers and sisters? How does that make you feel? I feel kind of glad that I get to spend some time with my kids. We don't really get to spend this many days together very often. So I'm glad that we get to stay together and we're going to play some games and we'll read some stories. My daughter Julia, who you know from preschool, she likes putting on her bathing suit and taking a bath in our big bathtub. And my kids have been having fun drawing and coloring, and they're creating things. And they sometimes watch a lot of TV too. And that's what we're doing at my house. I'd like to hear what you and your family are doing at your house. So if we were in preschool today, we would start talking about the letter K. We have a friend in our class whose name starts with letter K. So I'm going to show you first how to make the letter K. This is how we write the letter K. Like all of our letters, you can kind of see through this, can't you? Like all of our letters, we start at the top, and we go top to bottom. And then we pick up our pencil or our crayon or our marker or our paintbrush. And we come out over here, and we're going to make a slanted line this way, and then one this way. And that's how we make the letter K. I'm going to put something behind my clipboard so it doesn't show the sunlight through. There you go. You can see it a little bit better, I think. Do you know what the sound is that letter K makes? Did you say k, k, k? That's what K says. Let's try to think of some words or some pictures that start with that sound. K, k, k. I have one thing right here. I have, if I can get it on my head, kitty ears. Kitty starts with K. I'll draw a kitty. You know, I have 2 kitties at my house. Do you know what they did last night? They do this every night. They each have one of my kids. Kids is another word that starts with K. They each have a kid that they like to sleep with. And they came upstairs when it was bedtime, and they found their kid, and they got in bed and snuggled up with their kid. Isn't that funny? Let's see. What's next? Can you think of another one? How about kangaroo? I'll do my best drawing a kangaroo. I'm not very good at drawing kangaroos. I know that they might have a face or a head that points out like that, and ears, and little arms, kind of a belly. I know they have very big bottom feet that kind of rock up like that. And then they have very big tails that help them balance and hop. I'll give it a little eye right there. There's a kangaroo. That's the best I can do. That's all we can do is our best. And that's okay. Do you know what kangaroos do? They are very good at kicking. I'm going to draw a leg and a foot. There's the shoelaces. Can you see where I'm drawing? Oh, kind of hard to see. And then I'm going to draw these lines back here. That kind of means that it's going like that. That foot is kicking. Probably kicking a ball. Those are things we can kick. Next, I'm going to draw this diamond shape. And I want to see if you can impress your parents. Do you remember another word for this shape? Sometimes kids call it a diamond. What else do we call it? Did you say rhombus? Did you remember? And finally, I can think of one more word that starts with K, and it's our friend in our class. Kate, and we know she has the cutest curls. We have a lot of friends in our class that have curls in their hair. There's 2 eyes, 1 nose, and she always smiles. And there's a big smile. There's Kate. Okay, so those are my words that I can think of that start with K. Maybe you can think of some more that start with k, k, k. And you know what? The letter C also makes that sound. So sometimes you might think of a word and your mom or dad will say, well, that starts with C. And that's okay. That's okay. You'll learn those things as you get a little bit older. But that k, k sound, I want you to remember, can go with letter K also. So one more thing I want to do before I say goodbye for today, we're going to practice cutting. Did you see on my paper I have some lines? They're very light. We can't see them very well. There's some lines. I'm going to cut on those lines. If you have scissors at home, maybe you can practice cutting. But you make sure you do it with a grown-up. A grown-up should know and be beside you if you want to use scissors. For a couple of reasons. First of all, for safety. It's important to be safe if we're using scissors. And second, so your grown-up, your mom or your dad or whoever is with you at home can help make sure that you're doing some really good cutting so that you do your best and your hand doesn't get too sore. Because that can happen. Sometimes when people cut, they try to turn like this and then, ouch, my hand is sore. That's not fun. So when you're cutting, let's try to remember. And moms and dads, this is something that I've taught the kids in the classroom in our small groups. I try to have them stand up a little bit. I try to have them hold their scissors right in front of their belly, like this. And make sure that we have our thumb in the small hole, and that's on top. And then our fingers in the bigger hole, and that's on the bottom. And if we can, I like to put this finger out in front. It gives us a little bit more control. And then we just lift and lower, chomp, 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 chomp. But when we keep our scissors in front of our belly, we try to make sure that we're always pointing the scissors straight forward. And if there are turns on the page where we want to cut, then we turn the page, but we keep our scissors pointing straight forward. So let's see. I'm going to cut my list. Do you see my line? I'm going to point my scissors straight forward, and then I chomp, 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 nice and easy, and I stay right on the line, just like a train on a train track. Chomp, 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 all the way to the end of the line. Sometimes the line will stop on your paper, and sometimes the line will go all the way to the end. And remember, if you have lines that turn or lines that make different shapes, then you'll turn your paper, but you keep your scissors pointing straight forward so your arm doesn't get twisted and uncomfortable. I hope that you guys are having a great Monday, and I want to say one more very important thing. Today is Miss Sandy's birthday. So if you would like to send her a little message, your mom and dad might know how to get in touch with her. They might be able to text her or email her, or your mom or your dad could send a message to me and I can send it to her. So maybe you want to make a tiny video for her or draw a little picture for her, or if you just want to say the words happy birthday or whatever, anything I bet would really, really brighten up her birthday. So happy birthday, Miss Sandy, and we miss all of you boys and girls, and I'll see you on here tomorrow. Bye, guys.